Baby, why don't you let me in?
Welcome, everyone, to Barely Friends Podcast. My name is Isaiah.
My name's Eric.
Episode 2 here, but if you're new with us, thank you for coming on and joining Season 3.
Season 3.
Season 3 with Barely Friends Podcast. Two friends talking about sports, mainly Celtics, but we'll talk about baseball, football, WWE, as foreshadowing this episode.
Yeah.
Before we get into our episode, Eric, you wanted to shout out some things before we get started.
Yeah, I got a couple special shout outs. So some people might know I'm a musical artist in my free time. I go by the name E-Wreckage. And I found out recently, actually, that I passed Ed Sheeran in the weekend for being the artist with the most #1 albums in Portugal's history on iTunes Portugal. Yes, so I actually did an interview with the Portugal News and Central Magazine this week. So I'll be having an article coming out with them about the recent accomplishment. And I just want to give a shout out to all my friends and all my listeners in Portugal. I really appreciate the support out there. And I know that New Bedford itself is kind of like a slice of Portugal as well. So it just means a lot to me, especially my song Madeira about the feast. There's just a lot of good memories and really I'm proud of my heritage. So I just want to give them a shout out. And I do actually have a question for Isaiah.
Oh, yes, please.
So as I mentioned, I have the most #1 albums for a male artist. So I'm ranked #2 all time. And #1 is actually Taylor Swift.
Okay. Sure.
And she has 20 #1s.
Yep.
So I've released 7 albums. I'm 7 for 7.
Yep.
And Taylor Swift, she's released so many variants like remixes, re-recordings, acoustic albums. So she has 20 #1s out of like all those stuff. So she has probably at least 50 to 100 different albums.
Sure.
So the question is, right, this actually relates. Michael Jordan has 6 rings. He's 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
LeBron James, 4 rings, 4 for 10 in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Now, let's say LeBron had 6 rings, hypothetically. But 6 for 10 versus 6 for 6. Who's the GOAT?
Well, I mean, for the Michael Jordan, LeBron James debate, I still have Michael Jordan as the GOAT. Because of the rings, because of his dominance and his whole, like, as a whole, what he did. I know what you're trying to get at. I know what you're trying to do with 7 for 7. I mean, it's 100% rate. I mean, that's great. That's awesome. Taylor Swift has her 20 for, it could be 100, so like, you never know. We're friends, right?
Barely.
We're barely friends. I'm going to give the edge still to Swift. Okay, the edge. But if you were to get 10 albums, say 10 for 10, or like getting close to her 20, and it was 100% success rate, then we're talking a different story. So I just think Taylor Swift again, I think the other thing too, I think I would want you to some way, somehow have concerts. Like Taylor Swift and, get the stadiums packed, Gillette packed, Vegas packed, well, whatever,
The Sphere.
I think the next step for you is to go on tour and to do your music there. I know you're a songwriter, so you're not necessarily the artist singing, but some way, somehow, getting a tour of some way, I think is your next step for stardom. So that's what I'll say. That's my honest opinion.
Appreciate that feedback.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. Thanks for sharing that, man. You're doing great. I'll give you fan applause again because you're doing things that not many other people have done in their lifestyle. So that's really great that you're doing that. Continue to do that, man. Continue to thrive. All right, we're gonna start here with breaking news. We got a decent amount of breaking news here. We're gonna start with Chris Paul announcing that he is retiring at the end of this season. So I think he's been 20 seasons, 20 plus in the NBA. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's been a great point guard. The knock on him is that he hasn't won a championship, which is unfortunate. I thought before he went to the Clippers this time, the Suns, right? Wasn't he with the Suns when they
he actually made the finals with the Suns.
Right. I was like rooting for him to get a ring finally. No disrespect, Giannis, but I was rooting for him to get his one ring. and didn't happen. But he's gonna be all-time great, and so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but they actually give out a ring if you make the finals.
Oh, really?
So, like, for example, Tom Brady has, like, a bunch of AFC championship rings.
Yep.
So, it might not be the ring he wants, but I'm pretty sure he has a Western Conference Finals ring.
Okay.
So, you know what? I'm gonna count that.
It's all like a half a ring, like the half a ring the Lakers got, right? The
Yeah, like
and winning that championship.
yeah, I've said that about the NBA Cup. Like, if you win the NBA Cup, it's half a ring. So, I mean, maybe this year he'll get NBA Cup championship.
Sure. I mean, the Clippers. Who knows? I don't know how well they're doing this year. But I mean, shoot, right? NBA Cup. Yeah, they could be atop the leaders right now. But you know, we'll see.
Yeah,
See what
and I don't think he necessarily needs a ring to be a Hall of Famer, as of course many Hall of Famers don't have a ring.
Yeah.
But in terms of like superstars, he definitely accomplished what he wanted to in the league. As far as like individual accolades, with team winning a ring, you need to be on the right team. And I know that for the Clippers, they had a lot of potential back in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
The Suns, of course, made a really deep run. Between that, just overall, he's had a lot of chances. And regardless of those chances not working out, I think that what he's accomplished is still a very successful career. And walking out without a ring is nothing to be ashamed of.
Nothing at all. Nothing off of CP3. He's up there for assists, right? And like you said, he has a ton of accolades. So he's gonna be one of the greats, and he's gonna be missed. It's the start of that generation of superstars saying, "Peace out, we're done." I guess Anthony Davis is younger, but like Klay Thompson, Curry, LeBron, like that whole. Maybe this is the start of the end.
Yeah. Who would you be like within the next like couple of years? Who would be the most like I say sad to see retire?
Um, I think Curry will of course be up there. Just because of what he did for the NBA, better or worse. But I mean how great he was, and I mean no there will be no other shooter like Steph Curry. So I think he will probably be my number one from memory. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyone for you?
Yeah, I know that on the opposite end of Curry, his biggest rival, LeBron James, of course, being a lifelong LeBron fan,
Yeah.
when the day finally does come, which it does seem it's going to become pretty soon,
Yeah.
it'll be a sad day to see him retire. And I'm sure there'll be like, you know, a bunch of retirement for his jerseys and just a lot of great memories of the last 20 years. And it's really cool that even 20 years later, after all these different seasons and all these different like events in his career, he's still an amazing player going at 40, 41, 42 years old.
Yeah.
So just a really big props to him. But when he does retire, it's going to be really sad.
Really sad. I mean, and again, that whole Warriors Cleveland series, 4 or 5 years, something like that. I don't know. I forget. But in the moment, it sucked. In the moment, seeing the same championship, but looking back, that's very memorable. Very memorable. So, other NBA news, we have another Wemby injury, and again, you know, Eric, I love Wemby. I want a jersey. Yada yada yada.
Christmas.
I think they're going to be one of the best teams later and down the road. He has a calf strain that's sidelining him for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And according to Yahoo Sports, it looks like there are a lot of NBA stars who are injured right now, 21 to 45. And Steve Kerr says that it's pace of the modern game. Eric, what do you say?
I would say that when you look at the modern NBA, it is very 3-point heavy. And I would say that versus past game styles, where it's relied more on physicality, like really don't have a bad boy Pistons anymore.
Yeah.
So it is very reliant on these really quick guards to make, decision making around the spot and having in transition layups. So I do agree that there's a lot of more cardio to the game versus past years. And I will say that there obviously has been an increase in injury risk. So I don't necessarily if the NBA should make any changes to that, but it's just that I do recognize the game has got quicker, and players, as they move forward with the culture and with the progression of the sport, they also get better too. So it's a mixture of that fast pace as well as players just getting better.
Sure. I think that could be part of it for sure. I wonder because there's a lot of NFL's obviously a totally different sport, but there are a lot of injuries happening in that sport, whereas in the past where they don't have again there's more understanding of CTE or more understanding of several injuries and that are leading to more injuries happening. But I wonder if one, if players are just not taking care of themselves for some reason, as other players in the past, uh, Zion,
Ooh.
or he has gone better. Okay, I don't want to joke about it maybe as much this season, but or two, like I I don't know, modern medicine isn't work. I don't know. Like we have all the technology, all the best medicine now, much better in the past. So I'm not sure what the main reason is. It's a little strange. I mean, Wemby is a blip in the in the data because he's 7'6", 7'4", seven
Oh
six,
yeah, he's really tall.
and he's playing like a guard. So and he's thick. Like Giannis used to be like that when he started. So I wonder, bulking up for him would help in the future. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it could be
Well,
multiple things.
I'll ask this too. Being a big Wemby fan,
Yeah.
do you feel like he's meeting expectations for this season so far?
I think at the beginning, for sure. I mean, he's had, I think, a few 40 pointers in a couple of games. And I mean, he I saw a clip where on Draymond, he like Draymond was trying to like I don't know, be him and like try to, play some defensive stance. Wemby spins off him and dunks right on him, like an easy thing, and he just stares him down. So I think Wemby was doing pretty well prior to this injury. So I don't know how the Spurs are doing as a whole. I think they're young stars. I think Stephon Castle, is that his name?
Oh
Something
yeah, he was
Castle.
rookie of the year last year, I believe.
Yeah, he's been popping off too. Of course they have De'Aaron Fox, so I think they were fine. I think he was doing well enough, so I would say yes.
Yeah,
I'd say yes.
yeah. I think right now they're fourth in the Western Conference.
Okay.
So Wemby right now he does seem to be breaking out. I said it 2 years ago that if he wasn't having a good season, his rookie year, no big deal. He has 5 years to develop.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really expecting him to be at that championship level just yet. But I think that at this point, with Dylan Harper, Victor Wembanyama, you just mentioned Stephon Castle.
Yep.
So I don't see any reason this team cannot be in the playoffs. And I know that it's a very loaded Western Conference, but I think the Spurs are developing really well.
Yep.
And I think that they're just like one more piece away from really breaking out.
For sure. I agree. I don't know who that piece will be, but I don't think it will necessarily be this season. But moving down the line, I mean, who wouldn't want to play with Wemby, right? Who would want to play with that stud and those thirsty for rings, even though you're in the loaded West? That's a destination spot.
Maybe LeBron.
Maybe, maybe. I don't know if I want to see that, but we'll see down the line. Nico Harrison of the Dallas Mavericks GM has been fired primarily for his trade for Luka Doncic being sent to the Lakers, receiving AD. Picks.
That's really it.
Right, that's it. Right, really AD and picks. I didn't know there was another player in there. But this was foreseen. This was bound to happen because Luka has been popping off this season and has been leading the Lakers without LeBron James into a great spot in the West. So yeah, this is not surprising to me.
Oh, and I think that if they didn't get the first pick in this year's draft, it also looked really bad on Nico's spot because I think the reason why he also traded for Anthony Davis, which a lot of people in hindsight were like, yeah, that's a really awful idea. But I think he wanted to get a really good draft pick first round.
Mm-hmm.
And statistically, this really should not happened. I think they finished 10th in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
So, statistically, they really should have not had that first number one pick. So it really just brings questions if anything was happening behind the scenes. I don't want to like point any fingers or say anything was happening, but it's just kind of ironic. Ironic.
For sure. Yeah. I don't know. Flag has been, I think, pretty decent. I think your guy Edgecombe has been probably leading the way with rookies right now. But Cooper Flag has been pretty solid. But I mean, if you did that for Nico Harrison to do that, you're thinking that you're gonna win now with AD, with Klay Thompson, with Kyrie's hurt, but with Kyrie too. And that's just not the case. That's not gonna happen. So that was a really, really bad trade. And he should have gotten fired like he has. So
Yeah. Is it concerning to you that I think the Mavericks are right now 11th or 12th in the Western Conference?
concerning in the sense of like they should be better technically, or
Yeah, because they are supposed to be in win now mode. Like they got Thompson, like you said, they got AD, and now they have Flag. Like, shouldn't they have these pieces?
Yeah, in one sense, but I think in the other sense, I think um, these guys, AD, Clay, Kyrie, they're old. I mean, AD maybe not old necessarily, but he's coming down from his peak. I think so. I don't think it's that surprising. And with the West where it is, um, they're not up there. They're not a playoff team. I don't think they're a playing team.
Ooh.
So I think that makes sense with where the things stand in the NBA.
Yeah. But I guess my next question too is like Nico Harrison, like he did such a really controversial move that if I'm a GM in the NBA, I don't know if I even want to hire him for another role. Because I mean, a lot of people are against the trade,
Yeah.
and it's very obvious that Luka Doncic, I think right now he's top 3 for MVP. Like, looking at the statistics over time, and the Mavericks just making the finals 2 years ago, it's common sense you don't trade your best player who's entering his prime for Mr. No Ankles. Sorry, AD, but
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't look good to me.
No, he won't shouldn't get a job in the NBA for the foreseeable future. And I don't think anyone will forget this trade ever. So I don't know if he will be going back into the NBA. Hopefully he has another career lined up for him. Um, the NBA has also announced that they will be changing their All Star format. So they're going to have a round robin tournament with 2 USA teams and 1 international team. So I don't actually really know how this format is going to look. I know it was going to be international versus USA. That kind of be the whole thing. But they're breaking up into 3 teams total. So there could theoretically be a USA versus USA final. Is that how I'm getting at it?
Yeah, with the round robin, I believe they have a pool of like 36, 48 players.
Okay.
And they picked the pool based on USA being filling up 24 spots. I believe that's the roster amount.
Yeah.
And then they use 12 of those spots for international players.
Okay.
So they basically have USA play USA, USA play World, and then World play the other USA team, and then they have a big championship round with just the 2 who do the best in those round robin tournaments.
Okay. All right. Um, look. With how the All Star has been these last couple of years, I think it's going to be really hard to get viewership in general with whatever they throw. I think this is nice that they've gone something a little different. They've gone with the international route. That's kind of what's been in talks, and definitely with the international players, you'd think that they have a lot of pride and would want to really be the U.S. I don't know. I don't know, right? So we'll see. We'll see. But I think at a certain point, we have to just either be okay with how the All Star is, how the All Star format is, and be good with one format, or be done with it. I think it's one or the other at this point. I don't think we can keep changing the All Star format to get viewership. I think it's too much change, and I just don't think that's going to add to views down the line.
Yeah, with the event like the All-Star game, I feel like it's something that really doesn't have to be explained. Like the fact that I have to break it down to being a round robin, and then there's like a big pool of players, and it feels like there's too much.
Mhm.
And even being an educator, I work as one now, and you worked as one a year or two ago. But you can tell a student to do the work. You can give them a Jolly Rancher,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Yep.
after a certain point, like you really can't make the players care about this game. And I think that as an event, I really look forward to seeing the All Star game every single year and seeing like the 3-point challenge, the dunk contest, the skills challenge.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it's good as. It's good as a event to go to once a year, twice a year, and it doesn't have to be this big spectacle.
Yeah.
I think it's fine just being a casual pickup game if that's how the players feel about it. But there's really not much you can do to incentivize it. And this tournament doesn't really add to it, I don't think.
Yeah. I will say one thing. They cannot do what they did last year with the skills challenge, where you had Chris Paul and Wemby being eliminated for a stupid rule that they didn't know about, and that look, it was kind of dumb to watch that unfold, but at the same time, it was really smart because who the heck cares? It's the freaking All Star game. Like, that's kind of funny to see. That would have been cool if they had went on and sure enough, they had rule officials come to them and say, "Oh no, no, you can't do that." Like, I remember you can't make me tumble. No, no, no. So ridiculous, ridiculous. Hopefully, it doesn't happen this year. And finally, we have a MVP ladder, a little early MVP ladder here. Now is this the ranking here? Is this the correct ranking from 1 through 5, or is this just kind of who's in the who's in the MVP talks?
Yeah, so this is from NBA.com.
Okay.
I believe every week or every 2 weeks they release a top 10 and basically like top 15 look picture.
Yeah.
So this is from NBA.com and it's their MVP ladder at this current moment.
Okay. All right. So we have Nikola Jokic, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Giannis, and then Cade Cunningham, which we will get to later with the Pistons. I didn't know. I didn't know, Eric. But we'll talk about them later. But that is a pretty solid MVP ladder. Jokic has been phenomenal. Love the guy. Joker too. SGA has last year's MVP, so that not a surprise there. Luka carrying the Lakers without LeBron James. Giannis has been solid, and Cade Cunningham has been leading this Pistons team that has been seems like a Cinderella story. So this is a solid MVP ladder, I would say, right off the bat.
Oh yeah. I think that you'll definitely see the top 3. I'm going to say it right this time.
Okay.
Jokic.
Yes.
Okay, I
yes.
fixed it. All right. So Jokic, SGA, and Luka Doncic. In my opinion, I think that's your solid top 3. Like I really don't see the race changing any further than that. I think SGA could win MVP. I think Doncic could win MVP. But I'm gonna say that Jokic is still the favorite in my opinion.
Hmm.
And then Cade Cunningham. It's really cool to see him break out so quickly in the league. It's definitely a surprise, but it's something cool. So it's really cool to see that the rise for the Pistons. I know the fan base has been waiting a while for this. They've had a lot of down years between the Blake Griffin era and the Andre Drummond era.
Yeah.
So it just feels like this is like accumulation of something really good.
For sure. Speaking of down years, let's transition into our beloved Boston Celtics. So right now, they are currently 9-8 and are 10th in the East. Some other stats I got from NBA.com. They're second in points per game. Not the greatest, 30 out of 30 teams, and then 26 out of assists per game, which is really not great. They're not passing the ball around and getting good opportune shots to go in. And I this isn't from NBA.com. This is just from me. I remember one game I heard of their field goals for 3-point shots, and I'm pretty confident this is what it was. I don't remember the game. I tried to look up the game. I didn't see it. But I believe for one game, they shot 11 for 50 for 3-pointers, which means 22% from threes. But they jacked up 53s and only made 11. So that's to say they're still doing Missoula's way with jacking up threes where they don't have the talent to do that like they did last year, like they did the year they won the championship. And to make matters worse, they lost to the Brooklyn Nets, okay? They lost to the Brooklyn Nets, who were at the time 2-12. And now are 3-12. Might be a different record now because they may have played other games.
Was that the win? Like, we lost them and then they got one win?
Yes. Yeah. So they got 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we lost the Nets, we got eliminated from the NBA Cup opportunity.
No.
So we're fourth in the group. Can't win group stage now. I think it's leading towards my kind of prediction or my hot take that I had in the beginning of the year. I think you let them be bad. You let them be bad at this point. And so that the hope is that Missoula's gone and that you can look to the future with Tatum, get him healthy. Look, heck, this might be too early to say this, but I don't know how quick I want Tatum to be back in this lineup. If we have a record where it's play-in tournament or we could get into the playoffs, okay, I see how you can put Tatum in. But if we're in like 9-10 seed,
I think that's where we're at right now.
And we're at the end of the play-in tournament, just let end it. We don't need Tatum to come back, re-injure himself, and then go through this whole thing again next year. Let it be a wash year. Get rid of Missoula. Jaylen Brown, we'll see what we do with him. But I think this is a wash year we're not. This is not a championship contender like we've had the last 2 years. I think we're cooked.
Oh, there we
I
go.
think we're cooked.
That's the word of the year for the Celtics right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually do like Joe Mazzulla's personality. I think that he's very eccentric in a way, but he
Was that a pun for one of your albums? That was a little shout out for your puns there.
shout out first album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he's a good locker room presence. And something that really stuck out to me was that he did a press media game versus the coaches, and that's like the first time that's ever happened, like in an NBA locker room.
Yeah.
So that was like a really cool idea. And I know he's always studying film. He's always referencing numbers in his head, so he's really good as far as like being a good scholar of the game. But as far as like his implementation of the style, like as you said, he has a lot of threes he's jacking up, and with this lineup, we have a lot of good guards like Derek White, Payton Pritchard.
Yeah.
But we need to be able to do other things too. The NBA has been really three heavy, but I think that you're going to see a lot of success with teams that have players who can just drive to the paint and who are just dominant like under the rim.
Right.
So at this point, like the NBA is very fire hungry. So as you said, I think there's a really good chance Joe Mazzulla could lose his job. It might not happen if the Celtics ownership decides they want to try again next season with the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Tam's a really good competitor, and he wants to come back and he wants to win now.
Yeah.
I can just tell from his mindset.
Yeah.
But as he mentioned, if things start to pick up down, if they're not working out in January, February, then it might be good to just kind of coast down and see what happens.
Yeah. One team in the East that is this is actually one of your predictions that is one of the teams is planning to win in the go to the finals. Who's jacking up more threes than they did the year before, but is actually doing well is the New York Knicks. They have a new coach.
Is it Mike Brown?
Mike Brown, yes, thank you, Mike Brown. He wanted to shoot the ball more, but their roster can allow it. Jalen Brunson's a 3-point shooter. Cat is a Karl Anthony Towns. If you don't know, not a kitty cat. A cat is a 3-point shooter. They don't have DiVincenzo anymore, I don't think. But they have another guy I'm blanking on. But they have pieces there where they can actually shoot the ball. They have players who have good 3-point shooting percentages. We do too to a certain degree, but it's not the degree like and our like Derek White is not playing the same like he did last year. Anthony Simmons, he's a offensive presence, we'll say, but it's not the same. We had if we were going to be successful this year, it had to be a new offense, and that's just not cutting it.
I'm gonna say, where do you predict they're gonna be in the standings? Like a seed ranking.
Like if the season were to, like they play the end of the season. Yeah, let me see.
Like, do you think it'll be like 1, which
No.
but like
No.
7, 8, 6, 7?
Oh.
I had something there.
What are you doing? What was that nonsense? That's gonna be a clip recorded. I think they're a playing team. Okay, I think Austin. I think they could probably finish 8th, 7, 8. Okay, I think that's where they could go. Yeah, I don't know. They should make it. They should be in the play-in even with how they're playing right now. They technically should be. I just am like, dude, I to watch these. They go into the play-in. I'm like, all right, we'll. You're not winning the championship. You're in the play-in. You're probably not gonna win the championship. So
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat there. I think there's a good chance they'll be in the play-in tournament, and at that point, I would say like don't risk any injuries. But you, of course, they'll be a lot better when we come back full strength.
yeah,
And if we do get a good pick like Carlos Boozer or AJ DeBonsta, then that would be even better for the team.
right.
Because right now I think that I like Neemias Queta. He has that Portuguese pride. But I feel like we could do better at the center position too. So I think that with just a little bit more depth, because we lost Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford.
Yeah.
As much as I like had my negative opinions about them at some cases, I also realize they're really great benefactors to the team, and we just need to add a little bit more depth for the backcourt or front court. I mean,
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, look, love Brad Stevens. Trust him. He should get us the pieces moving forward. Missoula, I just don't trust. So I hope they move on for him. Let's talk in other NBA news. What else is going around in the league here? We got a lot of we got two teams that are high in record. One team that's not really surprising, and one team very surprising. So Oklahoma City Thunder has had the best start in their franchise, which is 16-1, which is insane that they've only lost one game so far. And then the Detroit Pistons, which I'm assuming they've also have the best record in their franchise. I haven't seen that in any articles or anything, but I would assume that that has been their best, even with the bad boy Pistons. I think that this has been their best record of 13-2. And you have something here about Kate Cunningham being a legit superstar.
I agree with that. Cade Cunningham, he's entering his, I believe, third year in the league. I've seen that he's a really good passer. He has a really good court vision. And he just reminds me of someone who's going to be a really important point guard in the future. So I really don't have a comparison for him like right now. But I see him, he's averaging like 20 points per game, 10 assists. So I think you're just going to see a lot of great things from him in the future. And I've noticed that he's the kind of guy who makes his other teammates look like better players. So I think that a lot of the Pistons' success also roots from Cade Cunningham, especially with that court vision, like I said, and his passing. So you're seeing a team of a lot of role players like Duncan Robinson and Tobias Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're not superstars. They're good supporters. And I think that Cade Cunningham's really like helping this team gel together. So it's cool to see him, first in the East after these last years of suffering.
Yeah, for sure. We would make fun of the Pistons, and they've been a dumpster organization for several years, but now they are ascending. And now, this is the time to strike. This isn't the time to just be like, all right, they're good. Now we're good. Now we're, better record, and we're not the old Detroit Pistons. Like, the East is open as it can ever get. They have to strike while the iron's hot, and they have to have the opportunity with Cade Cunningham's best season probably, and be like, this is where we are going to make the championship. This is where we can go. And so, hey, why not them? Why not us?
Yeah.
Why not them?
So this is like his first big breakout year. So he's still kind of like finding his identity in the league.
Yeah.
Do we have like a nickname we could give him?
Cade Cunningham.
I know this is like right on the spot.
Yeah. I want to do something with like cunning, like, nah, stupid Mr. Cunning. That's dumb. I don't want to do that. I don't know, but something with cunning, I think.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
I don't know, like the cunning man for now.
The cunning man. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But yeah. Hey, good for them. Making a name for themselves, and we'll see what happens down the line. Again, I think the East is open, so we'll see what happens. There is also some NBA Cup updates that we want to share here. So we have some group leaders for the East and for the West. So for the East, we have the Raptors, the Pistons, no surprise, and then the Bucks. Whereas in the West, we have the Thunder, no surprise, the Lakers, and the Trailblazers, which might be a big surprise, especially with how the whole their coach there, not Sam Cassell, that's our guy. I'm blanking out a lot today. He's the coach, the gambling situation.
Oh,
He used to play for the Pistons.
he used to play for the Pistons?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Pretty sure he used to play for the Pistons.
Chauncey
Billups.
Oh,
Chauncey
yeah.
Billups. Yes, there we go.
Yep.
With that whole thing, you think that'd be the distraction and whatnot, but hey, they're I don't know how they are doing in the whole rankings, but they're West Group leaders there. So, I guess out of these 6 teams, or maybe there's another team that's out, outside looking in. Who do we think is going to win?
It's really tough. I think I'd have to see a bracket first before making like a really serious pick.
Yeah.
But I've said traditionally that usually the team that has won the NBA Cups are teams that get momentum early on the season, and they usually tend to be like in the middle of the pack by the end of the year. So same thing like Lakers, Bucks. They were decent the last 2 years, but they didn't end up making like a big run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick a team that I feel like is gonna have like really good momentum at this point of the season, and it's just kind of fall into the middle of the pack. Which, as much as I like the Pistons, I'm gonna say the Pistons are probably gonna be the team that are gonna dip down a little bit and make it like 3, 4. So I know before I was thinking about Nuggets, and I think Nuggets will be really great contenders in the NBA playoffs and
Mhm.
finals, maybe finals. But I'm saying for this NBA Cup, I think the Pistons got that half ring coming.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, again, why not them? I think they have a lot of momentum. I think they're gonna want to prove to everyone in the NBA that like we're not the same old team that we used to be. So I think this is a perfect way to start that with this championship team or with this NBA Cup championship. I'm gonna go with the Thunder just because. Look, I don't think if they win it, I don't think they're going down. I think they're still okay. I have them winning, or yeah, I'm pretty sure I have them winning the whole thing, making it to the championship again. I wouldn't be surprised if they won the cup too. So that'd be the first if they won the cup and the championship. That would make NBA history.
Yeah.
So
Would you feel different about the Thunder if they were like this dominant throughout the season? Like, I know that we weren't like the biggest fans of Warriors in the early 2010s.
yeah, yeah. Um, I'm not sure. That's a good question. I think yeah. I mean I think also because they won last year. I mean if they had like a I don't know 10-7 record right now. And they were still a cup leader for some way somehow. I'm probably maybe not as high on them as I am with their 60-1 record and them winning last year. I think context does matter in this. So, but yeah, I think I'm safe to say Thunder are a good pick to win it all for me. Still, I won't be Lakers. Luke is great, but I'm not. I think they just took him out. A couple weeks ago, the Thunder did against the Lakers and Trailblazers. I don't really, I don't really know how they must be just winning their group play because I don't know if they're winning every game.
I feel like they're winning every game in the NBA Cup and then losing every other game.
Right. I don't know how well they're doing. Damian Lillard's there, but he's hurt or old. So he's not there, and then I don't know what they don't have.
Yeah,
much.
I know Isaiah. You got a lot of comments about your thoughts on the Trailblazers. You want to say anything to your viewers at home?
I do. Wait a minute. About the Trailblazers.
Yeah, they were saying that you call them the land of like desolation,
Oh yes,
nothingness.
yes. Were these Trailblazer fans, or were they just were just haters? Look, congrats. Okay, congrats for being group leader. Group leaders in the NBA Cup. You guys are gonna do. Well, what have you done? What have you guys done in the last 10 years, 20 years? Okay, what have you guys done? All right, Damian Lillard hit a fantastic 3-point shot over. I think the Thunder at that time or someone to win it. Great. What happened? That was your first like playoff series win in forever, and then you didn't do anything after that. What do you want me to do?
Perfect.
I think it's still the land of desolation. Give me a break. How about that?
Yeah.
Anyway, man, it got me hot, man. Jeez Louise. I mean, sure, come back with Celtics ideas, fine. You can talk about this year, but I mean, yeah, land desolation. I think is still accurate. Look. At least you guys draft well and have a huge prospect. Maybe AJ comes to you guys, but
Ooh.
I don't see it. I don't
Yeah,
see it.
I'm just saying. The last 5 years, no playoff appearances, so it kind of speaks for itself in that way.
Right. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. I
Yep.
appreciate it. We're barely friends, but we can agree on that. Thank you. Let's move on here into a little bit of football. Patriots are still hot. I had 9-2 on the notes. That's a lie. We're 10-2 now. First 10-win team in the NFL. Second seed currently in the AFC. I believe maybe we're number 1 seed because we're only 10 team.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're even though Denver is 9-2, I think they had a bye. So we haven't had our bye yet. So I think we still go over them by like a half a game. But yes, we are second seed in AFC and arguably have the easiest schedule down the road. So that is great for us. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say except for good things. I think we're gonna be top 3 seed for sure. And I'm not expecting a Super Bowl. I would love to have a Super Bowl for this team, but this is the first year with Mike Vrabel, first season for this whole new team. This is way beyond what and no one expected this. So I think this is a 1,000% successful year. I don't want to get blown out in the playoffs. I think I'd like to be competitive. But if we don't win it all, that's fine with me. I would love to have a Bad Bunny Patriots Super Bowl. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I'll say that with the Patriots, we had the last 3 seasons not the best. We had Cam Newton had some hopes for the organization and didn't quite pan out, and then Mac Jones was the next Tom Brady, and then he wasn't. And now Drake May, I've watched him play, and I think that he's a legitimately good quarterback. He makes a lot of great decisions on the field. I see him do the same passes as Patrick Mahomes, where he takes the football and he just kind of like shuffles it off. And I've also seen him do really great deep catches, really great deep passes to Stephon Diggs. I realize that this is not a good indicator for how players play, but Stephon Diggs is my favorite receiver in Madden.
Okay, nice,
So
nice.
I saw this coming. I was like, he had his one bad year with the Texans, but now he's back, and he's probably Pro Bowl level in my opinion. And then there's another receiver, I believe it's Douglas.
Yeah, Pop Douglas. Pop
But
Douglas.
I think Pop's one of the most underrated receivers.
Yep.
I just seen really great, like the way he moves. He's almost like Gronkowski, where he just kind of trucks. So I just see really great things with Patriots, and I'm gonna say that with the AFC being, I'm not gonna call them weak, but Colts and Broncos are definitely a big surprise. So I'm gonna say that if the Patriots make a deep run, this is probably their best chance in recent history. And I'm gonna say it right now, I think they'd be in the Super Bowl.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna say that's a hot take because again, they've had a weak schedule. They may have had the weakest schedule, but they're winning games. Like they could lose to these bad teams. Like in the beginning of the year, they were losing to the Raiders, and to I don't think the Dolphins.
Is that Steelers?
Steelers, yes. Who I mean, they're a playoff team. They're winning in their division right now, but maybe not because the Ravens. I forget if they won, but I think they're a playoff team nonetheless. They're not that great. If we play them again in a couple of weeks or so, we would beat them. Okay, so but yeah, I think we're gonna have we beat the Bills, who's a proven team. We beat the Bucks, who were injured, but we're a proven team. Everyone was saying Baker Mayfield was MVP, and we beat them at their place. We play the Bills again, and then I think we play the Ravens. So those are our toughest games. If we beat the Bills and the Ravens, I mean, no one can say anything. We've had an easy schedule, but we beat the teams we should have beat, and then we beat the good teams. So Cam Newton, I don't know if you've seen him talking on ESPN about that we're fool's gold. That's what he kind of says. I think he may be a little hating about because he was on the Patriots and maybe stuff didn't go well with Josh McDaniel and Bill Belichick. I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing here, but yeah. I'm gonna say we're going Super Bowl too. I'm gonna say we're going Super Bowl. Super Bowl. I don't know if we'll win it because there are good NFC teams. I think the Rams are very good, and then the Eagles. I'm a little scared of only because their defensive end is they're really good, and we've had just offensive line. Our best offensive lineman got hurt this past game, so but I think we're gonna be just fine. I think down the line, just keep Drake May healthy, and we're gonna be sky high down the road. So.
Yeah, who do you think, hypothetically, the Patriots make it to the Super Bowl? Who do you think most likely will be their opponent in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Rams. Most likely, Matthew Stafford has had a great year. Puka Nacua has been great for them. Their defense is solid. Their coach McVay has been great since he's been to the Rams. So I think it's them. Eagles, I don't know. Their offense has been struggling, so I don't know if they'll make it. There's another team that's up there. Oh, well, Seahawks are up there too, but I don't know. I'm gonna go Rams. I mean, Patriots Rams are gonna have a throwback to like 2003 Super Bowl or something like that. I think it'll be Pats Rams, and if that's the case, it'll be tough. It'll be tough for us,
Yeah.
but it should be a good one.
I know the Eagles, so maybe this season they're not doing quite as strongly offensively, but when you look at the Eagles as like a long-term competitor, I'd say they're probably a underrated dynasty in the sense that they faced the Chiefs, I think 2 or 3 years ago in the Super Bowl. They didn't win that one, and then they recently just beat the Chiefs last year in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I just see a lot of progress from the Chiefs, sorry, from the Eagles recently.
Yeah.
And especially looking at Tom Brady's Super Bowl going back 6-7 years now. That they had like Nick Foles and other players who were not in the organization at the time.
Yeah.
But with the Eagles, I've just been seeing like a surprising consistency. And so I think that if there's a team that's going to be in the Super Bowl, I have the Eagles as my top favorites. Just, having Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts, I think the team's been gelling greatly together. And like I said, I think they're a sleeper dynasty I'll put it that way. Sleeper
Sure.
dynasty.
Sure. I mean, this is funny. I think if I were to play any team, if it's the Rams or Eagles, I probably slightly go with Eagles only because I think offensively or score wise we can keep up with them, even though their defense is really good. Because their offense is so bad, and maybe we can get some turnovers and go there. I think the Rams are just super complete. So I think it's as simple as that. Let's talk quickly about fantasy football. Because I don't really want to talk about fantasy football. And honestly, Eric, I don't really want to talk about fantasy football because my team got beat by you. Okay, got beat by you, and then got beat this week by the number 1 team. And I scored 140 points, which if you don't know, that's high. In our league, that's high. I lost to someone who scored 200 points. If I played anyone else, I only lose to one other person. Everyone else I play, I beat. Strength of schedule. End of the day. That's what it comes down to. So real quick here, standings. Joseph, defending champion, is 5th now in the playoffs. I have come down to 8th. That's incorrect. That's not updated. Eric, you're now in the playoffs, I believe, in 6th place. And Ty is 9th, I think, still. My dad is still on last. So, yeah, you beat me in week 11. I'll get props to you, man.
Thank you.
I guess if hopefully one of us makes the playoffs, only one of the Barely Friends duo can make it. But yeah, I kind of feel a little defeated.
I know we talked about the key highlights too. Christian McCaffrey, he scored 35 points for my team.
Yeah, in that week.
Yeah. And then the Chargers had negative defensive points.
Right.
You.
Because they lost 35-6. Not to the Rams or to the Eagles, but to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are good this year. But 35 points. Trevor Lawrence just threw 3 picks this week. He threw 3 picks, and they couldn't do anything last week. Yeah, LA sucks. They're like 7-3. They're I think the top of their division division. But I hate them because of this. I hate that team because of that outcome. Unbelievable, ridiculous. So anyway, let's get into some other fun things. What in the world segment. It sounded like I was going to say it's sponsored by, but we don't have any sponsors right now. But it's just, we pick a new segment. We, it could be interesting. It could be sports related. It could be entertainment. Something that we just find very interesting and want to share. Eric, you want to go with your first? Or do you want me to go? You want to go first?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, sure.
Cool. I know we don't have a sponsor, but I'll shout out Power Raffles.
Nice.
And the reason why is because, every once in a while people say, oh yeah, we saw Barely Friends, the flyer at Power Raffles.
That's right. Still keeping up the flyer. Thank you, Power Raffles.
Yeah, so shout out. It's been a year.
No sponsor, but shout out.
Yeah. All right, so going into WWE. Now, John Cena, in 1 month, he'll be retiring from professional wrestling.
That's so sad.
Yep. Now, he's been a wrestler. I want to say his career has been about 20 or so years. And he's a lot of iconic moments. He's a 17-time world champion, the most in WWE history. And he's had a really great career. He's had a lot of memorable moments that have impacted my childhood. And I've seen a lot of his matches live. So at one point, I didn't like John Cena. I was a hater when I was in 7th grade. But now I like him. So I think he's a great character. And it's one of those retirements that I know at the beginning of the episode we talked about, but it feels weird in the sense that all these childhood idols are retiring from the game. So that's with John Cena. That's how I feel about him.
Yeah.
And he also follows me on Twitter, so
there we go.
Appreciate that.
There we go. Nice.
But I do have a question for you. Now for his final match, there's 6 contenders who may fight him, and the 6 choices are Jey Uso, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Penta, Gunther, and Carmelo Hayes. So they're having this big tournament, and the tournament's down to these last 6 competitors. Now, who would you choose to be John Cena's final opponent out of those 6?
Yeah, I just want to say real quick about those opponents. Is it not a little underwhelming? Like, this is John frickin' Cena, like, arguably the GOAT of WWE. And look, I love Jey Uso. I love LA Knight. I don't like Sikoa, but he's a big name because of the whole I forget their name.
Oh, the Bloodline?
The Bloodline, I get it. Penta, I know him, but I don't know him. Carmelo Hayes, Gunther, I understand. But like, I don't know. I want like a classic. I don't like, I mean, someone who, like when the WrestleMania came back, when you had Undertaker and you had John Cena and you had, not obviously not that big, but have someone come back maybe. I don't know, and fight him one more time. I mean, maybe I would have loved to have freaking he just fought Cena, a big guy.
You mean Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, like that would have been kind of cool. Like, obviously not the way he got obliterated that
Yeah,
match.
not like that.
but like if he could have beat him or something, that'd have been cool. But in all honesty, I mean, I kind of like LA Knight. I like I think he's got a character. I like his personality. I think is he a champion?
I don't think he's been champion yet. No.
Okay, okay. But I feel like I think that's kind of cool. But I mean, I know Gunther has been the main guy who's like seems like he's gonna be the one. So okay, that's odd. I don't know. I feel it's kind of odd. Gunther, John Cena last night. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I feel like he's been misused a lot during his retirement tour.
Yeah.
I don't think we even got a CM Punk match. No Randy Orton match.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. We didn't get a CM
And
Punk.
they actually had 2 mystery opponents. And one mystery opponent in this tournament that was like this big like build up to it
Yep.
was Zack Ryder.
I know he's old. He's older, right? He doesn't like fight anymore.
No.
No.
Well, he still fights, but he was released from WWE and did the whole indie circuit.
Oh, okay.
And then you also had Dolph Ziggler made his big return.
Dolph Ziggler. Yep. I remember
And
Dolph.
yeah, their great surprise is really nostalgic.
Yeah.
But we're talking about his last match here.
Right.
I was expecting Edge, Chris Jericho, and I would have been fine with either of those choices. But as you said, I want to see like a nostalgic figure. I want to see
Yeah.
the Undertaker, Kane as the mayor of Knoxville.
Yep.
My personal choice, I probably would have just went with Randy Orton
Mm.
because that's the
That's a
rivalry
classic. Yeah.
been like 10, 15 years going.
Yeah. And they already fought, right? They fought earlier too.
I don't think he's
Oh
fought
no, they didn't fight him. Okay.
No. But like you said, the tournament it feels underwhelming. I know they want to give like that opportunity to a new guy, someone who might benefit from beating Cena. But I feel like he's got to be a little bit selfish right now.
Yeah.
This is the last match. Been 20 years, so I would whoever Cena wants to fight. I think that should be it.
Right. You don't think they're keeping it under wraps like WWE? You don't think they're gonna pull like, a big name for his last? You think this is it?
Yeah, I mean they had 3 mystery opponents. The last one was the Miz,
Okay.
but it just feels like there's no confetti. Like
Sure.
I
sure.
need
that whole thing when he was bad and now like he's good, like that whole transition. I feel like I don't know if that was cohesive, like that was supposed to be the whole thing. So I feel like it's kind of been like I don't know. But again, John Cena, congrats. But you do have a question
yes.
after about this.
So imagine that Isaiah Spencer is in the world of WWE. He is now
Could
the
you
next,
imagine it? Could you imagine it?
Yeah, got the
Comment if you can.
yeah the next big superstar.
That's it.
All right, so Zay Fire. I'll say this: I had 2 choices for you. One being your biggest ally, someone who I think you'd make friends with in WWE,
Okay.
and then someone who I think you'll quickly step on some toes. Anger.
Okay.
So my choice for the ally is I think you'd make quick friends with Jey Uso.
Okay. Okay. Jay. I like Jay. Jay for sure.
And it's just like the whole hype thing. I feel like you're a hype man. He's a hype man. You would come into the arena with him, and yeah,
Yeet. Yeet. That's what he does, guys. If you don't know, that's what he does.
yeah. So I feel like you'd really gel together, and you might even get like a Uso splash in there somewhere. But I kind of envision that as like your main guy.
I like that. I was wondering because I saw that that's what you're gonna pick, but I didn't know why. I like that reasoning. I really do. I would be sorry. The other Uso brother, but I would be a better Uso brother for Jay. I really would.
And then your top rival. So I'll start with it is a scary figure.
Yeah.
Somebody might not want to see in a dark alley.
Right. No, for sure I wouldn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's the Undertaker.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And the reason why, right? So the Undertaker's from Texas.
Okay.
And you'll never guess what football team he roots for.
Oh, he's a Dallas Cow. No, he's not a Cowboys.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna forget that you said that. I'm gonna forget you.
So
said
I already know what's gonna happen. You're gonna walk in with your Patriots jersey. The Undertaker's gonna see you in the locker room. He's gonna be like, what are you doing there? That's a bad team.
Mhm.
It's Cowboys. It's our year. And that's exactly how it's gonna go
Yeah,
down.
yeah. I'm actually gonna wear my Dallas Sucks t-shirt for the Undertaker, and then he will tombstone me 10 times in a row. But you know what? I mean, that sucks. I still love Undertaker. I do. but I did not know that whatsoever. I wish he was a Houston fan. Houston, Texas. There's more Texas teams that you could have picked. But alas.
So WrestleMania, the next one coming up, maybe we'll see an Isaiah versus Undertaker match.
Hey man, I hope I can take him down. Not a lot of people have, only Brock, right? Only Brock is taking him down.
And Roman Reigns.
And Roman Reigns, sure.
Yeah, so 2 out of 25.
2 out of 25. I hope to be 3 out of 26.
That's an open challenge.
Open challenge, Undertaker. If you're watching, I'm ready. I have a ally and a rival for you as well. Okay, so ally, I was thinking, okay, you've told me several wrestlers that you liked. I kind of forgot who those were, but I hope I got that one right. Do you like AJ Styles?
I do.
Is that one of your favorite wrestlers?
It's one of my favorites, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Huge. I would say that would be your ally because you like him, and I think you get along great. Now the rival, I kind of went a little off the turnpike, so to speak, because I didn't pick necessarily a WWE wrestler, but I think this gentleman has been in the WWE before, and maybe has done a fake match or whatever. And that would be Travis Kelce. I think your rival will be Travis Kelce, and that's because you speak of Taylor Swift a lot, but you also speak of how many albums you have and how maybe you have beaten her in terms of the GOAT of an artist. So I would say that would be your rival. I think Travis wouldn't mind going into the ring with you and fighting for his fiance, and I think I'd be your rival. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty solid pick. I know even this episode I just mentioned Taylor Swift. Her name's been running a lot through my mouth.
Yeah.
So I know Travis is probably thinking like, one of these days.
Yeah. Right.
So
We gotta have an wreckage. Kelsey. Yeah. I know his brother, I think, has a podcast. I'm sure. No, I think they both have a podcast. So maybe you're gonna have to go on there and share what your honest opinion about Taylor. So
yep, crazy stuff.
yeah, great.
Yeah, WrestleMania in April.
Yeah, for sure. There we go. All right, let's dive into our last segment here, which is our mailbag. We like to ask a question for each other, or if there are you guys in the audience have a question for us, we'd love to answer it. But we have questions for both of us. So Eric, if you wouldn't mind going first again with your question.
Yep. So the question is, which NBA team are the biggest pretenders at this point in the season? So right now, the Eastern standings, the Raptors are ranked number 2.
Okay. Yeah.
So, it's Pistons, Raptors, and the rest of the Eastern Conference. Right now, I am not expecting the Raptors to be a really strong team. I honestly didn't even think they were going to make the playoffs. I found out recently that they're actually ranked, I think, top 3 in the NBA for defense. But when you look at their players, right, you have RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and a decent cast of role players.
Yep.
Brandon Ingram, too. I just don't feel like they're ready to make a playoff run. I know that they've proven themselves to be strong competitors, but the East has a weak schedule. They're playing against a bunch of teams like the Hornets, Wizards, Nets. Yeah. So I think that their record's a little bit inflated right now. And once the season starts to get into full gear, like they get some Western Conference matchups in there, I don't see that there's any possibility this team is not lower than the play-in tournament. I think they're going to be like 6 or below.
Okay.
So that's my biggest pretenders.
Yeah, I mean, I think all right. Let me say my answer, then I'll go on to my other point. I have the Heat. They are, I believe, the 5th seed in the East. But look, the last feels like 5-6 years, they've been a play-in tournament team, 8 to 10 seed or 7 to 10 seed. They got Norman Powell, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Wiggins. Jaggers Jr., the maybe rookie last year,
Close to
or
that,
he's
yeah.
young. Solid players, but I don't believe that roster can. Again, here's what I was gonna say, Eric, with our picks. I think the East is gonna look really different this year. I think you're gonna have a lot of weird teams up there at the top. A lot of teams make the playoffs. A lot of bottom teams like Celtics be the play-in team. So I think it's gonna look really different. These teams could very well be really good in top 4 seed, but also their rosters aren't great. They don't have a proven record of sustaining leads in when they have a high seed recently. So that's why I have the Heat not staying where they are. I think they'll be a play-in team again, and you know, it's not a knock on Spoelstra. Spoelstra's still one of the top coaches in the league. It's more on the roster. I don't trust their roster. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think you have something crazy that also happened the last couple weeks.
Get a share because it's hot in here, guys. You don't know it. It's pretty
It is
hot in
really
here.
hot.
It's sweltering. That might be going on. I might be losing brain cells as you speak.
Yeah.
So it's a
It
little
feels
hot in here.
it's like a sauna room.
Yeah. What?
Like Tom Brady did something crazy.
Oh, you're right. How did I miss? I totally missed. Real quick. Tom Brady cloned his former dog. His former family dog is kind of big. Yeah, a company called Colossal Biosciences, quote unquote, aims to fix extinction and is valued at $10 billion. That's from ESPN. I saw that and I was like, it's kind of odd. I guess that's what rich people do now, cloning their dogs. But like, I have a dog who passed. I would never do that. I think that's like psychological warfare, potentially. And just like get a new dog. He obviously has the money to buy a new dog. This isn't like this is also like a sponsorship for like this company too. This is kind of like them partnering. So he's like shouting them out. But how do you really quick because we're running a little over time? But how are you? How do you feel about clones?
Yeah,
Cloning's a possibility now.
it's a bit weird. I mean, yes, you're cloning and you have a pet that is, from this DNA,
Mm,
but you're not cloning that personality or the consciousness or the memories that go with that dog. So like you said, it almost doesn't feel ethical
mm.
because you're really not getting that same experience with the pet. It's not them. You're getting, I don't even call them a baby, but you're basically getting this. I don't want to call them a thing either, but you're not getting your original dog. You're
Yeah,
not replacing them.
it's not the same dog. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that you have the mindset. Of, oh, it looks like the same dog. And you know it like barks like my old dog. Yada yada yada. But it's not. But again, this is a business thing. I probably at the end of the day, and rich people doing rich things, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
kind of weird. So I forgot about that. Thanks for mentioning that. I did want to mention that. All right. My last my mailbag here for Eric is Thanksgiving week. We're recording Thanksgiving week. Want to be thankful, and we wanted to be thankful for the Celtics, even though they've been not the greatest this year for several reasons that we explained before. But we want to be thankful. We want to name one thing that we're thankful for as Celtics this year. Actually, I'm gonna start with Alicia. Shout out to Alicia,
Oh, yes.
my girlfriend. If you don't know, this is the first episode you watch. I have a girlfriend. I only say that like that because last season we were talking about me getting a girlfriend, all that stuff, and no progress. New season, new girlfriend. There we go.
It's off the market.
Off the market, people. I'm off. No. Nope, I'm on the
No more
market.
DMs.
Yeah, no more DMs. Forget about it. Okay. But she says she's thankful for the Celtics because of the shade of green that they have, and for their nod to the Irish. So that is her. That's why she's thankful.
Yeah, makes a good sweatshirt, good hats, everything.
Exactly. A lot of good memorabilia. 100%. I'm thankful for the Celtics because of Neemias Queta. He has a 100.2 defensive rating and is which is third best in the league. He's improved significantly. And he's the first Portuguese player to ever play in the NBA. And New Bedford is a huge Portuguese city. So, I mean, I'm just very thankful for Neemias Queta, and he's improving and he's working hard. And we talked about him. We wanted him on the podcast, so we can maybe this season. But I'm thankful for him
Oh yeah, so it seems like Celtics are the right place for him to be.
for sure.
And we also have a third seat available if anyone wants to sit here.
Right here, a lot of empty space.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, what are you thankful for about the Celtics?
Well, I'm just thankful for the whole East being awful.
Nice. Yep.
JK. And also, I'm thankful that Jason Tatum is taking his injury seriously. He's been working out, I'm sure, like 5 times a week, if not more. I'm thankful that he just is really driven, that he has this championship mentality, and I have absolutely no doubt he's going to come back and just be this amazing player.
Yeah, I like that. I hope I'm wrong. Look, if we can make the top 6 seed and avoid the play-in, then let him come back. And if he's healthy, and the doctors say he's healthy, let him come back. But yeah, I hope I'm wrong. That's all I'll say. Hope I'm wrong. All right, that's gonna do it for episode 2 of the Very Friends podcast. My name is Isaiah.
My name's Eric.
Thank you everyone for coming. Have a great Thanksgiving. Don't get too crazy on Black Friday, okay? Remember being thankful for the day before, all right? Don't get too crazy about shopping the day after, all right? Maybe go Cyber Monday instead. I don't know. But yeah, see y'all later. Have a great holiday.
See you later.
Yeah.